Hello there, this is Ada Wells, and what I'm going to talk to you about today is actually a roller that I really love, and my patients and my clients really love this. And it's called a Vyper, and it's a vibrating roller. I do have a link to it so that you can find these online. And it is a really cool roller because you can plug it in. It's got a rechargeable battery, and then it has 3 speeds, and I don't know if you can hear it or see it, with which it vibrates. Okay, you'll hear the whole place vibrate here in a second because I have all these springs hanging, so it makes it very obvious. But this is just a great way to just increase blood flow to just various areas of your body. It's a great alternative to that feeling like you've got to roll things out with the roller. I think that's a little barbaric sometimes, and sometimes if you can just basically hold something lightly there and just almost let the tissues settle, kind of create a little bit of vibration so that everything is moving around. It works nicely. There are these vibration plates that you see, and those are great where you can actually do exercises on them. But if you don't have one of those or you don't have space for one of those, this is just a nice little thing also that you can take with you. So what we're going to do with this is I'm going to put it on the floor first to do a little work for the feet. So I'm going to place my foot on there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. I like the second setting here, and you might be able to start hearing some of the equipment in my clinic start to vibrate. But it's pretty strong, okay? And so some people can only tolerate just a light vibration. And I'm just basically I'm not worried about rolling my foot. Once again, this is a little different than you normally would. I'm merely setting my foot there and just letting the vibration happen underneath. Kind of like sometimes if you've got a tight muscle, or it's like liquefaction for your muscles. It's like, I live in an earthquake zone, so we talk about liquefaction all the time. But it's like we're vibrating that sand, and that whatever's sitting on top of it's going to basically sink down underneath, so you can kind of get to little deeper areas. And so you can kind of do a little bit of this. I sometimes will kind of roll it a little bit side to side and kind of just go all the way to the toes. All right. And like I said, this is really nice for circulation. Okay, and I have this on a pillow simply so that it doesn't roll away, because you'll see if I have this down, you'll see how much power this thing has. That's first, that's second. That thing will go. Okay, so it's vibrating pretty strong. So when I'm doing this on the feet, I usually keep it on the pillow. Okay, I'm not gonna do the other side here just so that I can go through this. But then you can go down and start working on the calves a little bit. So I take the pillow away for this, and I'm gonna keep this on the first level just because it's loud otherwise. So now, just once again, you can just kind of come in on the calf, and you don't have to necessarily sit there and roll, roll, roll. You can actually just rotate your calf. You can roll if you want, but I find, like I said, it's just nice just to kind of take your time in there and not necessarily try to kill the poor tight muscles in your legs, but to just give everything a chance just to kind of settle. And it's just so much, like I said, so much less barbaric. That's the best word I can think of for it, when you can do that versus just trying to, ram a roller in there. Okay, and you can just rotate, like I said, and follow the entire length of the leg. You can come into the hamstring, and by the way, you can do both at the same time. Okay, there's nothing wrong with actually taking both legs and just rolling them and just allowing yourself to have that little massage on both sides. I'm totally fine with that. All right, then you can come into the hamstring, and so once again, you can hear, you might have to, come up and roll it a little bit. I'm going to go higher. And I'm just allowing myself to find those areas that feel like, oh, it's a little tender there. I might just hang out, okay? I can put all my body weight on there or not, all right? The nice thing is, so long as I'm getting that vibration to that area, I'm good. I'm going to turn this down again for noise. And then you can work it all the way up to the glutes, okay? So now we have this, and you can be sitting on it. Once again, when you start getting under here, you may need to increase the amount of vibration. So once again, it's got 3 settings on it, right? And then you can just you can sit there with the leg out straight. You can come into your figure four if you have this much flexibility. I always tell people, you know, if you're sitting there and you're all scrunched up doing a stretch, you know, it's not the right stretch for you. But I have enough flexibility to where I can bring this leg up into the figure four and just kind of hang out there. That's fine. Okay, and once again, notice it's not this rolling back and forth. There's a little bit of rolling just to reposition it, but it's just finding the area that that feels good. So you do that on both sides. You can also, people ask IT band. Can you do in the IT band? You can, you know, but I'm not a big proponent of doing the IT band rolls. But there's certainly tissue that, you know, the muscles are attaching into the IT band. It's not, you know, it's not a bad thing just to kind of go in there and just let the vibration happen near there. But I don't like putting my entire weight on there. I don't know that it serves any purpose. All right. So you can do that. You can also, if you wanted to, just take it, bring it over the top of your leg, and do something like that. You can come over onto your stomach. This is a little bit harder. Okay, so this is because your body weight is all on here. You may be fine putting all your body weight on here, or you might put one leg down just to take some of the weight off. Okay. And once again, this might be a little bit too intense, kind of like the IT band thing. You know, do you want to really put all your weight on there? You can, but that's why I like it. You can just, you know, turn up the volume here, and you know, you can actually just do a little bit of this motion with your leg in various degrees of being bent and straight, and just allowing that blood flow to come to that area. Okay. Now, people say, well, can I use this on my back? You know what? That's one of those things. That's more of a choice. I have some people who love this on their back, and I find that especially when it's the, you know, kind of really thick guys. For me, and if someone's a little thinner, I don't know, it kind of makes your teeth chatter. So, you know, in that way, you could put this back here just as though you're doing a regular, you know, just your regular little thoracic mobilization. But for me, like I said, it's not something I love. Not because it's bad, it's just it doesn't necessarily do anything for me. But once again, someone who's really, really thick and big, those guys really love that. So those are some ideas of some things you can do with the Vyper. Oh, one more thing. For those of you that might have any sort of, you know, like issues with tennis elbow, golfer's elbow, you know, you can take this and, you know, actually do a little bit to your forearms. Okay. Sometimes it's a little tricky getting it around there. But that's going to, once again, just kind of shake out a little bit of that tension that you may have in the forearms. And yeah, you can see how that feels. So that's an option. But I really love this for the lower body. I think it's a great tool for being able to kind of warm yourself up, especially because now it's almost from a neurological level. Things are shaken, things are a little bit awake. Now let's go ahead and do a little work to where we can train things. Okay?